a draft day for round one because round two's tomorrow.
I look forward to that
It's a
tonight.
two-day event now.
Yeah, the second day, I won't be able to pronounce half the people, and anybody who says that they know half the people is lying to
I'm
me.
sure my brethren will be selected in the second round, a couple of them.
I guarantee you there will be a couple Salciunas cousins. That will be, if you did the 23andMe, you'd probably be able to find a few.
There is a Lithuanian projected in the top 10.
I guarantee it.
There is. I kind of want the Sixers to trade back just for me.
By the way, don't do 23andMe anymore. We had to bow out of that. So because they're folding like the.
Oh, is that right?
So we had to get out of that. So take your. You
were obsessed with that for like a year plus.
Oh, it's unbelievable all the stuff you find. That's how I found out Jimmy Buffett and I were related. And I never knew it before. We didn't get to know each other before he passed.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a shame.
You guys could have sang together.
Because we're very tight, very, very parallel.
Yeah, you guys are.
Me and the Parrot
You
heads.
and the vibe.
Very similar.
Very similar.
No.
All right, so the Philadelphia 76ers will have a big selection to make today, either at the third overall pick or they obviously do the Ace Bailey hostage scenario that you were talking about yesterday where they draft Ace Bailey to use him as a trade piece at some point for one of the picks that follow. But before we get to draft talk, because we have a lot for it and a lot to get into, a lot of the players spoke yesterday. There's more and more information coming out on these players that will be selected tonight in round one of the NBA draft. I want to give you guys a red pill, blue pill scenario. It's not something that's going to happen. It seems that way, at least. But it is something that if the Sixers were thinking about it, they could do.
It's a scenario that I know you're going to place out here that's going to potentially, it would have made me smile.
I know it would have made you smile. If you look around the NBA right now, there are a lot of moves being made because of the new second apron that teams are getting used to. That's why we've not seen a repeat NBA champion.
Second apron.
It's just the way the contracts are working. You can't sort of cook the books as much as you were able to. You can't
salary cap penalization.
Right. You can't keep the players for as long as you were able to. There's more penalties to your point. And so that's why we've not seen a repeat champion in 7 seasons, right? I mean, that's part of the reason why there were so many dynasties, because they could keep teams around. And so you see a team like the Boston Celtics, who yesterday, and we'll give you all the moves, yesterday traded Kristaps Porzingis for a financial reason. They traded Drew Holiday earlier this week. They're now fielding calls on either Jaylen Brown or Derek White.
And one of them, with yesterday on Malika Andrews' show, 80% certainty, the panel was like 80% certainty that one of those two is gone by Thursday.
Which is crazy considering the Boston Celtics just a year ago were the next dynasty.
And without an injury to Tatum in the playoffs, might have won the title this year or could have pushed for the title, might have been in the finals this year.
But if they won the championship,
would they have done this?
This is still happening. Shams Charania was reporting this, and Windy was reporting this back in April.
But would it have been this drastic?
Maybe not as drastic because, look, this year, whether people like Jason Tatum or not, is kind of a wash. He's their best player, and he's now out for pretty much the entire season.
Absolutely.
You're going to see more and more teams do this, especially these teams that all of a sudden suffered with serious injuries.
Sure.
I don't know what the Indiana Pacers, they just finished their season. I don't know what they're going to decide to do this offseason. I don't know what the Milwaukee Bucks are going to do, knowing that Dame Lillard is going to be out for pretty much the entire season. There are teams that are making moves right now to sort of cut cost and get ready for the future. Not a tank.
Because of the fact that there are injury situations and they realize that it's fool's money to just continue to throw money at something that's not going to work.
So here's your red pill, blue pill. I'll let you guys pick. The Sixers, one pill is they cut salary like some of the other teams are doing in the NBA right now. And they make moves for younger players. So that means a guy like a Paul George would be out. That means a guy like Joel Embiid would be out. These guys that are getting a lot of money. Tyrese Maxey's young, making a lot of money, but he's young. I imagine.
Yeah, but in these scenarios, he could go.
He could.
You see what Boston's done. You see what other teams have done.
You saw what Houston did with Jalen Green. Now they bring in Kevin Durant. That's a lot of money. But there have been some surprising moves already. Or the other pill is doing what you're doing now and realizing a conversation that we had yesterday, that the Eastern Conference is wide open. Not wide open for the Sixers is what I said yesterday, wide open for teams that are normally healthy. But this is one of those scenarios where you go, all right, I see what the other teams are doing. The Boston Celtics won't be the Boston Celtics next season. The Pacers are without Tyrese Halliburton. There are teams like the Magic and Pistons looking to take that next step, but I think the Sixers, if healthy, could be just as good as those teams, if not better. But if healthy is the big question, right? So scenario one is you see what other teams are doing, you're going to do the same thing, or you see what other teams are doing, and you go, this might be our best shot. Which way are you going, Johnny?
You know my answer.
I know your answer, and you know my answer.
You know my answer. It's ridiculous to keep throwing good money after bad. There's no window for the Sixers aren't winning a title. So if it's about winning a title, unless you're trying to cosmetically say, well, we want to get out of the second round so we can get that monkey off our back, so we can just get a talking point off the table, that's all you might be chasing. You're not winning a title. With anything you've got right now, you're not winning a title. So to me, absolutely. The smart franchises, the franchises that are going to be better run, are going to do things like this.
And that's the scary thing. The fact that the Boston Celtics are doing it, you're going, oh, wait, maybe they're on to something because they're the Boston Celtics.
They're thinking ahead, but they also have the luxury of recent success and where you can tell your fan base, look, we know what we're doing. We've been to the finals a few times. We've been to the conference finals a few times. We understand. Look, trust us. Sixers don't have any trust for a quarter of a century, so it's tougher to trust what their plan is.
Oh, yeah. I would look, if the Sixers did your scenario or my scenario.
They're not trusted either way.
People are going to be upset. Like, they're in a lose-lose situation right now.
But the thing is that it's not tanking.
Right.
What these teams are doing is not tanking.
I mean, the Celtics still acquired Anthony Simons. Like, he's going to be a nice player for them. If it's Derek White that gets traded, you still have Jaylen Brown.
What these teams are doing is intelligent and looking ahead and being smart. They're not throwing good money after bad. To strap your wagon to Joel Embiid and to Paul George is just it's folly in 2025. It makes no sense.
But
it makes no
2025
sense. It makes no sense.
Could be your best shot.
Best shot to do what? Get out of the second round? To say that you haven't done something since 2001? So that's what you want.
That's step one.
You just want to. You're not winning a title.
Actually, step one is
not going
getting
to the finals.
into the playoffs, considering last year.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, if that's what you're talking about, then you're wasting time.
Now, you know what? Step one is no ramp-up period in October.
To me, I would absolutely find some way out from under him.
And you know how I've been feeling with Embiid. You go down. I'm going down with the ship, man.
Now, why do you want to go down with a ship? Like, who wants to do that? And I'm telling you, this is what surprises me. Because the only people who want to go down with a ship are the people who just want to still be able to find, I still have a chance to be able to say I was right. And that's not you. That's
not my reasoning.
But it is in a way.
Yeah, but that's not my
because
reasoning.
It's not the way. No, but in a way it is. Because it's not, and that's not
but
you.
I know all the risks.
But you're not winning a title, so you're not winning a title.
Says you.
Come on.
Coming up next, for those of you who are unaware about the moves made in the NBA yesterday, there were a lot of them. So we'll go through those coming up next and how it's changing teams in the NBA because of this new second apron and how all of a sudden there might be some really good teams from this past season that aren't so good this upcoming season, which is why you have the red pill, blue pill scenario. We'll get Connor's answer on it as well. 610-632-0975, the number for you to text it. It's Kincade and Salciunas on this Wednesday morning, day one of the NBA draft here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for checking out the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Thanks for watching our videos. We'd ask you to like and subscribe and check out everything we've got going on at the station. We love having you a part of the family.